everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Tina from Tina's Talk Time. If you're new here, then welcome, and if you're one of my returning lovely subscribers, thank you for coming back. Today I'm going to do the Q&A. So I've got all the questions on my iPad. It might keep going off because it does if I'm not using it, so I might have to I'll put my glasses on and I might have to keep rebooting it. Anyway, first of all, sorry about the hair. I know it's a mess, but my arm's been really bad today and my shoulder. It was bad yesterday, but not as bad as what it's been today. And I can't raise it to wash my hair, so I've left it for another day. So it does need washing, I know. Anyway, you're probably not bothered about that, I hope. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend. Yesterday, which was Sunday, it's Monday now when I'm filming this, I went out with my daughter and son-in-law and my son-in-law's parents for dinner. We went to, it was lovely, the afternoon tea, I'm talking rubbish. The dinner was absolutely lovely. We had it in the afternoon, I think that's what I'm thinking of, you know. It was a lovely lunch, it really was. We went to the Farmer's Arms at Great Eccleston. I can highly recommend it. It was really nice, and nice inside, you know, nice decor and that. And the staff were lovely. We did have to wait quite a bit, but I think they got a big party on. But the food was excellent. Right, so today, not doing much, but tomorrow, I'm just looking down the garden. One of my rhododendrons has come out. It looks lovely. Must be this freak weather we're having. Tomorrow I'm going to Harrogate, so I'm quite looking forward to that. I'm going with my daughter. I don't get much chance to go out with her really because for the day, because she's a teacher and they seem to have so much work to do, you know. So she's always busy. But it's half term, so we're going to Harrogate. She's kindly taking me. I want a new dining table, a smaller one. I mean, I've had this probably 30 years when I think about it. And it's been really good, but I want to treat myself to a smaller one. And I've looked all over and I can't see anything like. Now, the only thing that I've seen I've liked is from the Cotswolds company. But we don't have one round here. And I was going to order it online. And my daughter said, Mum, don't order it without seeing it when it's something, you know, that you're going to have for such a long time. And, you know, and expensive. So the nearest one is in Harrogate. So she's kindly taking me there tomorrow. So they probably won't have it. I did ring them up and they haven't got the exact table in, but they've got other ones in the same design. So it'll give me an idea. And luckily, I got an email with 15% off, you know, which is quite a lot. And if I order it within the next 10 days, I get 15% off, so I'm pleased about that. So, fingers crossed. I love Harrogate. Right, let's get into the questions. Today I'm going to do the Q&A. I've kept saying, I've got quite a few videos to do, and I will do the starting of a YouTube channel. I'll try and get that done this week. Or if I don't get it in next week, I'll definitely do it next week. Let me get into the questions. I've glanced at them, but I haven't prepared any answers or anything, because I want it to be more natural, you know, so rather than prepared. So let's get on with it. Oh, you see, it's flicked off already. Right, the first question is from Beverly Woolstenholme, who I believe doesn't live too far from me. Hi, Beverly. She said, what's my favourite place for afternoon tea? Well, I'm not a big afternoon tea lover because I'm not mad on cakes. I've got more of a savoury tooth myself, and there's always lots of cakes involved. But I have to say, I do love afternoon tea at the Midland Hotel in Morecambe. I don't know anybody's been. It's beautiful. It's an Art Deco hotel. If I can find a photo, I'll insert one or any information on it. It's an Art Deco hotel on the front in Morecambe. It's a beautiful hotel and they do the most lovely afternoon tea. You know, very old fashioned, you know, and you get a glass of champagne with it. Well, it's probably Prosecco, but who cares? It's very, very nice. So I have been there a couple of times, and I have bought them for a gift, for a birthday present for friends, you know, because we get a day out then. Because as you get older, I think experiences are nicer than presents, because you don't really need a lot of things. I mean, when you get to my age, I don't know anybody else, but you're trying to declutter. So it makes a nice experience for a friend. So that's my favourite place for afternoon tea, the Midland Hotel at Morecambe. Not that I've been out for afternoon tea. Oh, another place that is excellent for afternoon tea, I've just thought of this, is the Ruskin Hotel in Blackpool. I went to a friend's 70th there, and the afternoon tea is amazing. It's only £9.99. So if anybody's in Blackpool, go to the Ruskin Hotel for afternoon tea, because that's really, really good. Right, moving on to the next question. Let's have a look. Right, it's from Vivian, and it says, what is my favourite holiday destination both abroad and in the UK? Well, I'm the sort of person, I like it wherever I go on holiday, because I think if you're looking for the negatives, you'll find them. So always look for the positives, you know, and I think it's a frame of mind. You're going on holiday, enjoy yourself, you know. As you know, I do like Las Vegas. It's such a long haul flight now. I don't know whether I would want to go again, although we keep saying that, my friend and I, who I go on holiday with, we say we're not coming again, we can't stand that flight home. And then after a couple of years we say, oh, I want to go back to Vegas. So we may go back next year. My favourite place in the UK is Cornwall. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. In fact, I would say it's the favourite place I've ever been. So it's lovely. I mean, Devon's nice as well, but I love Cornwall. I just love it. So anybody who lives down south, you know, near Cornwall and Devon, you're so lucky. It's beautiful. Right, let's get on to question number 3. Right, question number 3 is, how many children do I have? Now, they're boys or girls? I have 2 boys and a girl. My boys are, well, my eldest boy, Ian, is 50 next year. His birthday's in December, so he's 49 this year. And Mark is a year younger. There's only like 13 and a half months between them. So Mark's the son that lives at home at the moment. He's looking for a house. So fingers crossed, you know. I've told you he's looking for a house. I mean, it's hard on your own, isn't it, to try and get one. So Mark's a year younger. And then my daughter's 40. She came along after. You know, she was the best surprise I've ever had in my life, you know. So, and we're very close, you know. So it's lovely. As I say, and I've got a wonderful daughter-in-law and a wonderful son-in-law. So I'm so, so lucky. Right. Has that answered that question? Right. Oh, golly, I keep losing these questions. Right. Miriam Harty has said, the house you live in, is that your first home when you got married? No, actually, it's my second home. My first home, we bought a new, very small bungalow up at Fleetwood on, well, I think it had probably been marshland before we bought it. It was very reasonable and we felt lucky to get something new, but we only lived in it for about 18 months. And then I'd always wanted to live where I live now, because years ago when I lived at home with my mum, it's funny how you still call it home, isn't it? When I lived with my mum, I used to have to get the bus to work, and we went past this area, and in spring there was always loads of flowering cherries, and I always said, oh, I'd love to live there. You know, I thought in my mind, because in those days I used to sit upstairs on the bus, and not that I smoked, I didn't, but I used to sit upstairs on the bus and I could see all the beautiful flowering cherries on the roads, and I thought I'd love to live here. And then when they started to build this estate, I said to my husband, oh, I'd love to go and look at them. Anyway, we bought on here. So we've been here since 1974, 73, 74, I would say. The latter half of 73, I would say. So it's a long time, over 50 years, 51 years, you know. So, and I don't think I want to move, but I mean, you don't know what's around the corner. I may have to. You just don't know, do you? I'm happy here at the moment. Right, what was my job before I did YouTube? And that's from What Julie Loves. Well, before I did YouTube, I was still retired because I've been retired 14 years. And I've only done YouTube for, I think it's about 2.5 years now. I worked in the civil service. I had a variety of jobs through the civil service, as you do. I worked there for, well, until I had my children, until I had the boys. But in those days, there was no part-time working, no term time working. You either work full-time and no flexi time. So you work full-time or you left when you had a baby. And I left when I had the boys. So I worked there for, let me think, probably about 8 or 9 years before I had the boys. And then when they were, 2 or 3, my husband worked shifts. So it was difficult to get a part-time job to fit in with them. So I worked at a hotel, the Norbreck Castle in Blackpool, on the bars. And it was really good because they used to do lots of functions in the day. You know, they did the Mercantile Credit Snooker Tournament and all sorts of things. So there was always work that you could fit around your husband's shifts. And it was funny, I've met the best friends there ever. And most of them's husband worked shifts. It's funny because they used to let you fit it in, your hours, around your husband's shift so they could look after the children. So I worked there for 10 years. And during that time I had my daughter. And then when my daughter went to school, I went back in the civil service and worked there another 20 years. So probably slightly over 20 years. No, 20 years, I think. I think I was about 39 when I went back and I retired at 60. I was one of the last people that could retire at 60. And to be truthful, I probably would have stayed on part-time. But I couldn't because my husband was ill because he suffered from Parkinson's. So I had to leave. So it was good that I could spend time with him at home. So that's that question. Now this is from Busy Bee Marie. Is there anything on my bucket list that I still want to do? Well, there's 2 things. One I'm a bit scared of, but I've always fancied going in a hot air balloon. So I'm a bit scared of it. I don't know whether I'd chicken out at the last minute. I don't know why, because I don't particularly like heights. I just have always fancied it. And then the other thing is to go to a lavender field. I've always wanted to go to a lavender field. I don't think there are any around here, but maybe one day I'll go to one. I don't know why, but they just always look so beautiful, you know. And you see people laid in them, don't you? It looks lovely. Right, you know, I'm a bit warm in this top. It's getting warm. When I got up this morning, it was raining and it looked cold. And now the sun's out, it's brightening up. This weather, I don't know. Where would you like to live if you ever moved? Well, I would like to live in Cornwall, but I would only live there if my family lived down there. I'm lucky that my family all live fairly near. I'm very lucky that they do. My eldest son I don't see as much because he's busy working. Well, they're all busy working, do you know what I mean? But he's doing the coast to coast. Him and his wife, they're doing the coast to coast walk at the moment. So I think they've done about 40 miles so far. So fingers crossed. They're very into outdoor things and walking at weekends and that. Although they always check up on me, and I do see them, you know, more than lots of people do their children. So I'm very lucky. Right. Oh golly, how did I meet my husband when I was younger? Well, I met him when I was I 19? I think I was 19 and I was 19 or nearly 19 and he was nearly 21. and I was actually out on a date with another guy, and this guy was a friend of Bob's. I'd never met him, you know. I'd never met Bob, I meant. And I was out with this other guy, and we bumped into him. We were sat down in a pub, and he came and sat with us for ages. And I didn't think he was nice, but I mean, I liked the guy that I was with as well. But I didn't think, anyway, he sat chatting to us for ages and ages. Anyway, then I split up from the guy that I was with. And then one thing led to another, you know, I kept bumping into him. And then my friend had a party and she invited him. It was a birthday party. It was actually for her and her mum. But anyway, he went to that. Anyway, I ended up starting to go out with him. And I think we went out for about 3.5 years before we got married. So that's how I met him, really, in a pub, you know, like a lot of people did in those days. Do you have any holidays planned for the summer or fall, and will you go abroad again anytime soon? I don't have any holidays planned. My friend that I normally go on holiday with isn't going this year because she's going to a grandson's wedding in Italy. So unless we plan something at the end of the year. So I did go in January with my sister-in-law, but I haven't got anything planned for this year. I do miss it though. I would like to go on holiday. It's that excitement, isn't it, before you go, getting ready for it and everything. Right, now Lisa Gwilliam, I can't pronounce it, I'm sorry. Lisa said, this is an unusual question really. I wasn't too sure about this question. It said, my question is, if a child would say I want to be a doctor and is encouraged to be a doctor and ending up going to medical school and becoming a doctor, but other professions not so much, why or why not? Well, we'd all love our children to be doctors, but I just want my children to be happy. And whatever the choices they make is fine by me as long as they're happy. I mean, we'd all love them to be doctors, and we need some more doctors, you know, but I mean, I wouldn't push them to be a doctor or anything like that. No, I would just let them follow whatever dream they want. I don't think you need to push them into anything. If they want it to be a doctor, yes, you know, that's wonderful. You know, if they want to sweep the roads, if they're happy, what difference does it make? You know, you all want your children to do well, but the first thing is you want them to be happy. I wasn't too sure about that question. I hope I've answered it all right. Now, somebody else has said that they'd love to see more of my dog. Well, she's asleep at the moment. I will try and show her. I have one dog, Betsy, who's 14, and then the other dog that I have an awful lot, I love her to bits, is Mabel, which is my daughter's dog. I look after her while they're working, and it's like a second home. She just comes in, she was a puppy. So they're both really good at what, you know, my dog's Betsy is just as good at my daughter's house, you know. So I will try and show more of them in the videos, but Betsy's fast asleep at the moment. So she sleeps a lot at 14. Right, somebody here. Now it's Sandra Holland. Oh no, before I've got that. It's from user FT2P. What job did I do before I retired? Well, I've answered that one. And am I divorced or widowed? Well, sadly, I'm widowed. My husband, he had a long illness and he died 13 years ago this December. Sadly, he died just before Christmas, which was really, really sad. But anyway, moved on since then, you know. We do miss him terribly. He was such a lovely man, very, very kind. But life goes on, doesn't it? You know, we'll always miss him. Now, the next question is, as a new subscriber to your channel, I'll ask how long you've been doing YouTube and what made you want to do it. I think I've been doing it about 2.5 years now. Well, I used to watch other YouTubers. I love Caroline Mrs. M, and I love, there's a lady in America called Rockstar Mum, she's 80. I love watching her channel. There's loads and loads of channels. There's so many to recommend, you know, loads that I love. I love Freya Farrington, love Mr. Carrington, love Luke Catlock, you know, there's so many. And I used to love watching them. And through lockdown, I spent most of my time, when you had to stay inside, watching YouTube. And I loved it. And I kept thinking, but you know what it's like? You're scared, aren't you? I never thought I would do anything like this, ever. I never thought I could do anything like this. But I did keep thinking, oh, I'd love to be able to do it. Anyway, it was probably after lockdown, just as lockdown finished, I kept thinking, I'm going to do it. And I went in the room in there. I've got a spare room there that used to be my husband's bedroom. We had the garage converted. And I put, I mean, you don't need a lot to start. I'm going to do a video, I'll tell you about it. I just used my phone and just did this video. I just did, like, I think it was a TK Maxx shopping haul for Halloween things, you know, candles I think it was, and things that I bought from TK Maxx. I did this shopping haul. No idea how to edit. If I made a mistake, I had to switch it off and start again. It took ages. And then I just did it, and I put it up. I was a bit scared. And I didn't tell anybody, really. I just did it, really. And then, when did I can't remember when I told people, but I didn't tell anybody. And I couldn't believe that people watched it. I just couldn't believe that anybody would want to watch me. And the thing I liked about it is I've got a lot of very chatty friends. And sometimes you never finish a conversation, you know. And I just thought it was good that I could just sit down and talk. And I never got interrupted. I could just talk, you know. So I did like it, you know. I was nervous, you know, there's no doubt about it. And then she said, oh, then this is Rhian Warlow. Hi, Rhian, isn't it? Who we're going to do. I don't know whether you've seen her channel. It's Rhian Warlow. I'll put it in the description box. She's a very new YouTuber. I'll link her in the description box. Please watch her. Myself and Nana M are going to do a collaboration with her probably next month sometime. But check out her channel. She's desperately trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And it is really, really hard. And it's a big thing in YouTube, getting to 1,000 subscribers. So please go and have a look at her channel. She's lovely. And please help her get to 1,000 subscribers. It doesn't cost you anything. And she's put, how did I get to my first 100 subscribers? Well, do you know, I don't know. I can remember thinking I got 20 subscribers and I was thrilled to bits. And then when he eventually reached 100, I think by the time I got to 100 subscribers, I told my family. I mean, the boys were really interested. My daughter said, oh, good for you. But she's not that. I think she watches my videos now and again, you know. None of my family are really into social. Well, maybe the son that lives at home, but the other two are not into social media at all. You know, they don't post things on Facebook, very rarely. You know, it's just not them. So I don't think my sons watch me. One of my sons tells people at work that his mum's got a YouTube channel, and they're all absolutely gobsmacked because I'm so old. But when I got to 100 subscribers, I was as delighted. I couldn't believe I got 100 subscribers. I don't know how long it took. You forget, you know, one month merges into another. But I was delighted when I got 100 subscribers. I was absolutely over the moon when I got 1,000. So please check out Rhian's channel. I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name, Rhian. I know you call yourself Rhi, don't you, on your channel. It's a lovely channel. Pop across and watch. Right, from Carol Shobbs, who's been one of my viewers for a long time. Hi, Carol. What do I enjoy about being on YouTube, and what do I dislike? I do like being on, it gives me something to do. But I do find you've got to be careful it doesn't take over your life. You really do, because everywhere you go, there's a vlogging opportunity. And I know sometimes if I'm out with daughter, she'll say, oh, Mum, don't get your phone out and film, you know. And I can understand it can stop you from enjoying your time. So you do have to be careful. And then also, as you get more subscribers, you do get a lot of brands get in contact with you, wanting you to do videos for them. And it's very difficult. It's lovely to receive the items, don't get me wrong, it is nice, but it's difficult trying to decide. You know, when you first start, whatever you get offered, you're so delighted. I think, what was the first thing I ever got offered? I think it was some storage bags or something. And I was thrilled to bits that somebody was sending me something, you know. But then as you move, I mean, the things that I've been offered, I mean, it probably looks like we show everything that we're being offered, but we don't, honestly, I can tell you. Over the last few weeks, I can tell you, I've been offered sex toys. And they always say, we've been watching your channel and we find you know they haven't watched your channel. And they say, you'd be perfect for this. Well, why would anybody think? I wouldn't even know what to do with them. An e-bike, they said they watched my channel. And I mean, I went back to them and I said, I'm 74, I can hardly ride an ordinary bike, never mind an e-bike, you know. I mean, it's nice of them to contact you, but these are the sort of things. And then you get people, companies coming to you and they want to send you something from Amazon. And it'll be something for about, I don't know, £18 or something that you probably never use. And they want you to do a video. Well, to do a video, I'm not joking, it takes me a full day to do the video, to edit it, to sort it all out. And you're not going to show something that you don't really like yourself, are you? Well, I wouldn't think so. I do try. I mean, I have made mistakes. We've all done that. I had, I think it was a food box company, you know, like these monthly food boxes. And I think some of them are very good. And I learned, I mean, now I always read Trustpilot reviews on things that I get offered. But I didn't on that one. I just thought, oh, that's nice, a different food box from a different company every month. And then I got some feedback from some viewers who said they'd had very bad experiences with them. So it taught me a lesson, really. I did take the video down, actually. But it did teach me a lesson to always check out the company first, you know. Because you don't, I mean, I thought, well, if I like it, I'll recommend it. But it's more than if you like it. It's if the company is good as well, and it's difficult sometimes knowing, you know. But you do get offered an awful lot, and some of the things are really nice. And, you know, I feel lucky, so lucky that I have been sent things. I mean, I do try and give a lot away as well. And I've got one coming up, some beautiful dresses from this company called JJ's House. I think I've mentioned it before. And my sister-in-law is I'm going to let her have them because it's the Ruby wedding, and so she chose them. There's been a bit of a delay with that because we've had a bit of a family crisis and she can't do it at the moment, so we're going to wait until she can, hopefully the company will be very I mean, most companies are so nice, honestly, they are so nice. But it's amazing. I think the first time, what was the first thing that I got offered that I couldn't believe? I think it was a stick vacuum cleaner from Alternate. And I couldn't believe that they were sending me a vacuum, you know, and I loved it. So anyway, that's just the good things and the bad things. And the other bad things is when you get negative comments. I don't know why. I mean, I know people feel, and you put yourself out there, so it's your decision to do. Oh, do you know I've been on 29 minutes? I'm really prattling on, aren't I? You put yourself out there, so it's, you know, your fault. But I don't sometimes know why people feel the need to say negative, you know, very negative things. I mean, why bother commenting or why bother watching you? So, I mean, I've not had too many. You think they don't bother you, but they do upset you. I've not had too many, but I have had a few. You always get them, you know. Sometimes you do something and they don't agree with it, or But at the end of the day, what they've got to understand is this is your channel. You know, whoever's doing it, it's their channel. They choose what they want to put on there, and you choose whether to watch it or not. Nobody forces anybody to watch it. Anyway, I'm so thrilled with all my love. I get so many lovely comments from, I do feel that a lot of the subscribers are my friends and I don't really know them. And I love it if somebody comes up to me and says, I've seen you on YouTube. And particularly if I can put a face to a name, you know, it's so nice. Anyway, I'm prattling on and my iPad switched off, so I'll have to get back on for the next one. I really have gone off at a tangent there, I think. Now, this is from somebody called Bev, and she said, what genre of music do you love? We know you love ABBA, but anything else? Do you listen to music regularly? She said she couldn't live without music, but not everyone enjoys it. Yes, I love music. My favourite singer of all time is Cat Stevens. I think he's absolutely got a unique voice. I think he was the Ed Sheeran of his time. So I do like that. I love swing music, love folk music, love country music, love a bit of Dolly Parton, you know, and I love musicals. I love musical shows. They've got so expensive lately, though. It's so difficult, isn't it? I've always loved musicals, and, you know, I love all the Rodgers and Hammerstein ones as well as the new ones. You know, I love that latest Guys and Dolls. I mean, I've seen Guys and Dolls a lot of times, but this new version is brilliant. The one that's on in London at the moment. But I love musicals, love music. I do listen to it on Alexa quite a bit. My son-in-law is very good. He always puts Cat Stevens on for me. I think he's got to quite like it now. Anyway, let's move on to the next question. What makes me happy and fills my typical day? I'm not an unhappy person, really. Obviously we all have days where we're not happy, you know, but life's what you make of it, you know. If you're looking for negativity, you'll find it. What do I do most days? Well, I don't mind if I don't do anything. I'm all right with my own company. This YouTube takes up a lot of my time. It really does. But I do enjoy it, you know. So in a way, it's probably good because it does pass a lot of time where I might be on my own, you know, and I don't feel like I'm on my own. And it's nice to read all the comments and that. So, you know, I do go out when I can, you know, and when my husband died, somebody said to me, if anybody asks you anywhere, never say no. And I don't, you know. And so I know, you know, I love the Transatlantic Housewives, the collaborations we do with them every Sunday. I've started meeting Nana Emlyn from Nana M once a month, and we try and have a day out once a month. So it's really nice. I do keep myself occupied, you know. I've got good friends. The bowling club's a social thing, even though I'm not bowling at the moment, you know. There's lots of lovely ladies there. So I do keep myself very occupied. And I have a lovely family, so I'm very lucky. Right. What are my top 3 films? Well, my favourite film of all time is Random Harvest. It's a very old film, but it's just, it's a bit sad in a way, but it's a lovely ending. But I love that. It's a very old, I think it's Greer Garson. It's the story of, does she work in a shop or something? And she meets this man. But this man that she meets had lost his memory. I won't tell you too much because it'll spoil it for you. But he'd lost his memory. So he falls in love with her and they get married. And the sad thing is they have a baby and it dies, which is very sad. But then he goes to try and get a new job one day in Liverpool and gets knocked down. And he wakes up and he doesn't remember her at all. And he goes back to his old life, and he was quite a wealthy person. And he goes back to this old life and forgets all about it. I don't want to tell you any more. It's a lovely film. And it's just years and years and years he forgets about her. So it's really nice. If you ever see it anyway, it's an old black and white one. That's my favourite. My second favourite is Miracle on 34th Street. I love both the old version and the new version. Both of them, you know, I really love them. I love the old black and white version and the newer version. I watch it every Christmas I watch it. And then the third one, well, I don't know, because there's lots of films. I loved Malice. I do like a good thriller, you know, I like Malice. I think that's Alex Baldwin in that. That was a good story. There's lots of the third film, so I would say a good thriller for the third film, you know. But my two favourite films are Random Harvest and Miracle on 34th Street. So hope that's answered your question. And then somebody said, what's my favourite? But Tina, hi Tina. This is Tina, I think you live in Canada, is it? Yeah. What's my favourite bargain shop? Poundland or Home Bargains? Right, my favourite shop is Home Bargains, basically because it's not too far away. I do like it. The supermarket and clothing shop, she's asked me as well. I like Tesco clothing. I like Next. I do like Next. I would say, and Marks and Spencer, I would say they were my favourites, you know. And then I think this is the last question now. And it's from Liz Parr. And she said, my son is looking to move out. Will I be sad or embrace having the house to myself? And she said, as much as she missed his son when she got married, she enjoyed the space. I do enjoy my own space. And to be truthful, like he's in now, but he's upstairs in his room, I don't see him that much, to be truthful. And I do want him to get his own home. So I will miss him, of course, you know. But he probably won't be too far away. Just hope he'll pop in and see me. I'm sure he will. But, you know, I don't spend a lot of time with him while he's here. You know, we never sit together and watch TV together or anything like that. He mainly cooks his own food because he's always doing some diet. Well, he does Slimming World. I should do it with him, really, shouldn't I? And he's been very successful on it, you know. So he cooks his own food. You know, occasionally I'll make a meal and say, you having some, you know. Often he'll say, no, I want to have this, you know. But usually, he will do. But no, I will miss him. But, you know, it's not like we're in one another's pockets all the time or anything like that, you know. So, you know, I'm roasting in this jumper. Anyway, that is the end of my questions. And this video is 38 minutes long, so I will have to do some editing. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you in my next video. So if you haven't subscribed and you'd like to, please do, or give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment. And pop across to Rhian Warlow's channel. I'll link it in the description box. Okay, bye for now.